So I started playing Valorant in 2023. Over the years, I've watched Valorant just continue to grow in popularity, and it's always piqued my interest, so I decided to give it a shot. One of the main reasons why I didn't play Valorant up until now was that I used to live in Canada, and all my friends are from Europe. Unfortunately, Valorant is a really not game. Now, initially, I was kind of resistant to start playing Valorant because it's a mouse and keyboard game. But also, I'm bad at shooters on mouse and keyboard. So my first games went as you would expect them to, terribly, because I am trash. And most new players to any game are going to be bad at it at the start, so you figure out how it works. So as you can guess, I ended up dying a lot. And I mean a lot. It was terrible. I quickly learned that there is a lot to learn in Valorant. So many things threw me off when I started playing, like the fact that bullets don't go where you want them to. And I'm used to playing movement-based shooters like Apex and Call of Duty. So in this game, like, your movement is punished, while in the games I'm used to playing, movement is rewarded. On top of that, you gotta learn maps, you gotta learn what the agents do. There's about 20 of them now, I believe. There's a lot to take in. I was extremely fortunate when I started playing the game because one of my best friends actually works for Riot Games, and he was able to give me the holy grail of what most Valorant players are trying to get, and that is the Riot Gun Buddy. At the time when he gave this to me, I had no idea of its importance and how rare it was for Valorant players to have, and how much most of them want them. So I put the gun buddy on my favorite gun, the Guardian. Now, armed with this amazingly rare gun buddy, I thought that this would help me improve, when in fact it didn't. It did the polar opposite. I'm still trash. And if anything, I'm even more trash, because if any players on my team see that I have this, they will not stop asking me to drop my gun so they can see it, even though they've seen it through spectating me when they've died. If anything, it distracts me because I have to drop my gun for them and then request a gun in the pre-round when I should be using that time, position myself to where I should be for when the round starts. So when I realized that I wasn't progressing, I felt that it was time to go to the best place to get any kind of information, help, and tutorials. That's YouTube. So I spent hours going through movement tutorials, aiming tutorials, angle tutorials, crosshair placement tutorials, basically a crap ton of tutorials. I tried looking at some lineup guides, but they were just way too much for my little new brain to comprehend. So yeah, I decided, you know what, I'm gonna stay away from lineups. I also watched a video of Shroud playing as Omen, and I thought to myself, Omen looks fun to play. I really like the fact that he's like a jack of all trades and a master of none. Usually in games where you can pick characters that have, or classes that have perks and specialties, I usually like to go for an all-rounder character, because if you go for characters that are usually the best at something, they're usually lacking in other places, and Omen, he seemed like he would be perfect for my playstyle. Now, armed with all of this new information, it was time to hit the firing range, as I desperately needed to work on my aim, movement, and learn some of his abilities. As I've said before and stressed, I am terrible at shooters on mouse and keyboard, but I was hoping that Valorant would improve my skills on mouse and keyboard. So after watching all of these tutorials and practicing my own mechanics, things actually started to make sense. I noticed after playing a lot of games, I started to learn the maps more. I started to learn what the agents did better. Started learning how to hit my shots and slightly improve my crosshair placement, even though still right now that is still terrible, and I really need to work on that. Some of my friends from work actually started playing with me as well, and two of my friends from work played a lot of Counter-Strike when they were younger, so they instantly took to the game a lot faster than I did, and they were kicking my ass. Through playing with them and seeing how they moved and positioned themselves and how they peaked angles, and also just their reflexes, I actually learned a lot more from watching them play than I did from the tutorials. Playing with those guys on my team, I ended up getting my first ace, and that felt awesome. I later on went on to get 2 more aces, and my confidence started to build a lot. I actually started to feel like I was good at this game. Eventually, I finally reached level 20, and after I finally reached level 20, I was now eligible to play competitive. And as I had 3 aces underneath my sleeve, and I felt I had improved quite a bit from when I started out, I was like, you know what, it's time to see how good I've gotten. Time to see if I play the 5 placement matches where I'm gonna land. And instantaneously after my first ranked game, I got my ass handed to me, and I started to realize the ranked players, they were on a whole different level than players you just come across in unrated or swift play. Everyone on the team knew what they were doing. They were making call outs, they were saying when to save, when to rotate, who to watch out for on the enemy team, and I quickly realized I was out of my depth. Suddenly, my confidence that I had been working on building was gone. I kept making bad plays, bad decisions, and I kept losing fights that I was winning. A lot of the reason why I was losing these fights is because these players that I was playing against were just a lot better, a lot more focused, and all of my mistakes were being punished a lot harder. So with my confidence being shot, I couldn't really handle the stress, and after my 5th ranked game, I ended up in bronze 2. So after all of that, thinking I was improving, I'm still trash. Even though I'm still trash, I would like to get better. So if anyone has any useful tips, please leave them in the comment section. If you enjoyed this video, please like it and subscribe to the channel. But until next time, peace.